Hello, it's me, Zoe, and I'm a trans woman. I've only been out about 2 months, fully out that is, and living as a woman. And I've got a lot to tell you because I have a very exciting week coming up. Next week I expect to start my hormone therapy, and that sounds easily said, but the implications are enormous. I mean, I will start to change. It really, really will start to make me become physically what I've always felt inside, and that is a woman. And all the estrogen and the blocking of the testosterone will make changes to me. And I won't deny I feel a little awestruck now I'm faced with it being imminent that it's going to start. It really, really looks like it's going to start. And gradually, very, very gradually, some changes to me will become evident. To those who see me regularly, they may not even notice it, but I expect it to happen. And the changes will take at least 2 years to see the full extent of them, maybe longer, even though I'll be on these hormones now for the rest of my life. And then later in the week, I'm going down to London to meet a consultant, specialist in cosmetic surgery, in particular in dealing with trans people like me, and he's Mr. Inglefield, and we're going to talk about facial feminization, all sorts of things. What might I do? Might I get the jaw shaved? Might I get my nose changed? Would I get any work done on my eyebrows? Or would I get a facelift and a neck lift and a lip lift? Because one of the problems anyhow with age is your lips get smaller, and mine weren't very big to begin with. All of this I want to talk about in the context of not really dramatically changing me at all. It takes remarkably little to feminize a face. The difference between men and women's faces is much, much smaller than you might imagine. It's just that we as humans are very acute in the way that we pick up these differences and recognize men from women. So tiny differences are huge differences in this context. Something else that really has been going through my mind, and I was reinforced by a report I saw only last night from Stonewall, the campaigning organisation on behalf of LGBT people, is a report they commissioned with YouGov, who are the big polling company, on what's been happening to trans people. And amongst the things I saw, and it really, really shocked me, is that 2 out of 5 trans people in the previous 12 months they've been working on had suffered some kind of hate crime, people saying unpleasant things to them in the streets, or other incidents, as they rather obliquely put it. Now that's much worse than I would have thought. It's certainly not been my experience in Bristol, not at all. I think I'm very lucky, but of course I've only been out there a couple of months, so maybe I'm going to get my comeuppance. I mean, I want to go to football matches and the likes, which is a very, very different environment from wandering around Clifton and other areas in the centre of Bristol. But I'm really grateful to Stonewall for the work they're doing, and they're doing a lot of work on the Gender Recognition Act, which is being reconsidered at the moment by government, and that could also have a big bearing on how quickly one can get one's gender officially changed. In other words, your birth certificate changed. And on Friday, I'm going up to Birmingham with my daughter. We bought tickets to see ELO, or Electric Light Orchestra, last December, only my daughter didn't know she would eventually be going with me as a woman, rather than a man. I'm still a father, and it's all very difficult stuff, but I'll be there dressed in my finery as a woman at ELO, and that will be another experience for me. So I think that's enough for 1 week. Talk to you soon.